what you're saying is quite controversial to a lot of people. I 100% agree with you. But forget Cloud Task and Support Ninja. Why do you think that companies should partner with what would be considered competitors, right? Or people in a similar space? Why should you do that?
So just like I've mentioned before, with Cloud Task as an example and Support Ninja, our partnership has worked. We both do customer support. Both Cloud Task and Support Ninja offers customer support. However, there are other avenues or other LOBs like the SDR and the BDR program, which is actually something that you guys have been very successful at, that we weren't able to pull off. And so we rely on you guys for that. Because sometimes, when you're outsourcing a team, not only will they need customer support, I think it goes hand in hand with sales support as well too. So that's one of the relationships that works. Partnering with your competitors doesn't necessarily mean it's less business for you. If anything, it's more. We have to understand we are now in a space and in a time where we have a very vast and diverse market. There will always be a specific customer for a type of business. And so if you learn to leverage that and build your relationships and, be friendly with your competitors, just like how we are with Cloud Task, it actually will give you more benefits than the opposite. So that's definitely one of the things that I recommend.
I've seen it as well, the skepticism that people have. I've reached out to people, not trying to sell them, say, I'd love to explore a partnership. We're in a similar space, or we can refer each other business. And I've had people come back to me and say, oh, did you not check my LinkedIn? Do you not understand what company I work for? Like, we do, appointment setting or customer support, whatever it is. And I'm just like, do you not understand that your best partners can be, technically competitors? And as you said, our partnership with Support Ninja has been brilliant. We do cross over, but there's a lot of stuff we do that you don't, like SDR, and then there's a lot of stuff you do that we don't, like content moderation, and even the way we do customer support is different. So I've referred you customer support deals as well. And then even if you look at, some of the biggest players out there, like let's take software, for example, like HubSpot and Salesforce partner. HubSpot integrates into Salesforce, Salesforce integrates into HubSpot. And, obviously HubSpot started as a marketing automation tool, but then it introduced the CRM. So technically it's a competitor of Salesforce, but they know that Salesforce is such a big giant. If they integrate with Salesforce, they're going to get more business. So there's a million different examples like that. So it's like, use your competitors, build good relationships with them. And if anything, like when you have competitors, it actually helps your business because it's actually building awareness of the brand and the space that you're in. So I think it's great that, you've got such a forward-thinking attitude in terms of partnering with organizations like us. A big advice I have as well is for, this is more sales as well than partnerships, but as you know, they both cross over. If you're a small company and there's like a giant in your space, like reach out to them and say, hey, we'd love to take small business off you, because often those companies, they can't take it, but they could make some commission by giving you small business. And, this is a strategy I discussed with Marion. We've both done with huge BPOs because we're kind of like small emerging players in the space. And they do it because there's no harm to them. If a small company reaches out to them and they can't fulfill the service, they can refer it to a smaller company, and we're all in the business of helping, right? So they know if they help this company and help us in the future, when there's something out of our scope, it's too big, we can refer it back to them. So that's also a great bit of advice for, smaller companies out there who are seeking, partnerships with big competitors. There is that snake oil salesman mentality where it's like, I'm going to close a deal, and once that deal's done, I wash my hands with it. And it's like, that's the worst thing you can do, because one, that person's not going to trust you again. And two, it's like, touch him, even though the operations, customer success, whatever you're going to call it, you're going to take care of that relationship. It's like, you should still have respect for that person. They're a human, and be like, hey, wanted to touch in, is everything going well with operations? You also can find out challenges at that point, because often maybe they're not being 100% open with customer support or customer success for whatever reason. So it's good to dive into that. And I'm sure the same applies for partnerships. Whereas, again, you've built a partnership, you've signed the partnership partnership agreement. You're reselling it, but it doesn't mean the partnership's going to be perfect. And I know I've seen you do that, where you're then having follow-up conversations, meeting them for coffee and saying, how's the partnership going? What could I be doing
Yes.
better?
Yes. And to add to that, what you're doing with this snake oil situation is really you are missing out on the opportunity to actually keep you in mind for them. When you're establishing that relationship and constantly following up, and building on that relationship, even after the deal stage, even after everything has closed, they're going to come across opportunities. And if you are constantly in their mind, then you're going to be the first person that they're going to be reaching out to. And what you're doing when you're doing this handing off where you wash your hands, it's like you
Yeah.
are missing out on all those opportunities for them to be
Yeah.
able to keep you in mind and refer you to more business.